Good day, good afternoon. How you doing? How's life with you? How has your day been? It's time once again for The Polity, and it's coming from your darling station, Kaftan Television. Of course, we're broadcasting from the Abuja studio in the center of unity, the capital city, Abuja. My name is Dayo Omogun, and I'm very glad to have you. I'm very glad to be here, and I'm sure that you are at the other end. That was what gives the greatest fulfillment of all, the fact that together we can work and make a better nation out of what we currently have. And so today we bring you another topic, and we do know that this is one topic that many of you have talked about in your own small spaces, but we are bringing this to a larger space, and we get to deal with the issues. I do hope that by the end of this program there will be a whole lot of enlightenment and education and information, as well as enlivening. I do hope that your space gets enlivened even as we talk here, because it's a terrible thing to have a bad day. So you're not going to have a bad day from this moment because we are coming to your space. Believe it? Good. All right, now, so let me welcome my guests. This edition I have with me from the far right, Barrister Clem Agui. He's a legal practitioner. He's a public affairs analyst of note, and I'm very pleased to have him here. Welcome, Barrister.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me in your studio, and I say good afternoon and beautiful day to our viewers out there.
All right, and then right next to me you have Chukwunalu Eke. I like the way he pronounces his name. Maybe we should tell him to just tell us his name, but we don't have the time for all that. Now, welcome, Chukwunalu. I call him Chuks. Welcome.
Yes, it's the same. I was Chuks when I was in secondary school. Good afternoon.
All right, so Chukwunalu is a public affairs analyst. He's actually a man of many parts, and what he does to the very best of his ability. And when I'm talking about the best of his ability, it's actually top notch. And I want to say welcome.
Thank you, sir.
And you, our dear viewer, you also are very much welcome. Take a seat, grab a drink, put it on put the bill on Barrister.
Oh my God.
Barrister, like policeman. You meet a policeman, you say what you
if you go to his house, he's still waiting. You bring. All right, so welcome, and we're talking about defections. It looks as if in this particular electioneering period, or since the entrance of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it looks as if his tenure has been characterized majorly by defections. I mean, you could just describe it as a regime or an administration that saw so many defections, and in most cases, like 90 out of 100 times, it was in favor of his party, of the ruling party, the APC. And so these defections seem not to abate. And so you probably are wondering, are we really not headed in the direction of a one-party state the way we are going? Well, that's not what we came to talk about, but of course it can be part of the discourse when my guests handle it. The area we're looking at is what exactly informed the latest defections. Of course, in Nigeria we have a system, what the economists call the perfect market, where you have a free entry, free exit. You just go into the market and then you can come out. The regulations are very mild. Or what's the name of this? James Hadley Chase will call come easy, go easy. Yeah, so that's the kind of system we have, where people can just move from one party waltz into the next party, stroll out of that into the next party, and on and on and on. There doesn't seem to be any principles guiding membership. There doesn't seem to be any particular ideologies per party. It's just a vehicle for capturing power, a vehicle for getting relevance, a vehicle for associating. That's all it is. It's not as if anyone has some ideologies or ideals cast in stone. No, everything seems to be, they seem to just melt into each other. They seem to just melt into each other. It's like a molten state. There's nothing defining anybody. So you could find someone who probably belongs to a conservative centered party today. Tomorrow is in the liberal party. Nothing stops anybody. The next day is in the Labour Party. There's nothing, and that's very sad. Now, so we find governors moving from one place to the other, and all that and all that. Now, just yesterday we had two defections. The one of Sim Fubara of Rivers State, who moved from the PDP, whose ticket, with which ticket he got into power. He moved into the APC, the ruling party. And then you also have Senator Adeleke, who moved out of the PDP and moved into the Accord party. In all of this, it looks as if PDP is the major casualty, is the one that is losing out almost on all fronts. Just a few days back, about 3 or 4 days ago, you also had Kefas Agbu of Taraba State also move out of PDP into APC. And as we speak, there are indications that very shortly the Plateau State governor will also be moving. In fact, I read somewhere again beyond governors that there's a likelihood that Dixon of Rivers State, who tongue-lashed his governor when he moved from the PDP to the APC, is also warming up to move. So, and then the deputy governor also, Rujakbo, is also planning to move. So everybody seems to be moving, and there seems to be a how do you say it now? There seems to be this. Everybody seems to be headed towards the ruling party. But in one case, at least yesterday, Adeleke went to the Accord party. Now we need to look at it. What are the issues? What are the issues? What are the permutations? What exactly is behind all of this? Maybe I should start with the barrister.
Well, thank you for the question, and it's a topical issue. And in trying to answer your question, I want to take out that memory lane. The first time we had a defection in Nigeria that actually was significant was when members of the action group or members of NCNC in this western region, in one swoop, moved to the action group. And the reasons for that was not because of any ideological leaning, but out of tribal sentiments, that the NCNC then was controlled by Nnamdi Azikiwe, and they moved so that they cannot belong with their own brother called Abofemi Awolowo. So that was the parable that led to that defection. Subsequently, we had military intervention because everything that happened by that defection also snowballed into the crisis that we later had in the western region that actually consumed that very dispensation and republic. And well, we went into the Second Republic. The defection was not as loud as it were, and I think we are having defections at its extreme end that makes it to become a topical issue.
Exactly. It's worrisome, really.
And it's not as if there is no rule or law concerning people defecting from one party or the other.
To the other.
There have been a plethora of judgments that say that the ticket belongs to the political party, not the individual. If you watch the ballot papers that you use in voting, what you see there is the political parties and their symbol, not the face of the candidate. That means the ticket actually belong to the political party. And if you have won election on a particular party platform, you have to respect yourself and remain in that party.
If you want to retain the office.
If you want to retain the office.
Right.
But if you must move, then you have to relieve yourself of that seat and let the party have their candidate and move on
with it,
because they are the owners of the ticket.
Yeah.
Now, the same judiciary that has given interpretation to this are the same judiciary that, depending on whether it's the ruling party or who pay more money, will give contradicting judgments. Because, and this is very wrong, because justice has to be predictable. You have to know the outcome, at least 90%, that if this go wrong this way, that this is going to be the final outcome. But not in Nigeria, because the same court that will tell you that the ticket belongs to the political party, that same court again in another instance will look the other way and give a contradictory judgment. And politicians, doing who they are, they corrupt the entire system. They corrupt the judiciary, they compromise the judiciary, they discard the law. And it's very shameful, very annoying, because the people that are operating our political institutions should be the first people that respect what the law says. The Electoral Act is there. And the only time you can even move from your political party to another one is when there is a division, clear division at the center. And when you look at the crisis in all the parties, you find out that these crises are being instigated from the outside. I'll take PDP for example. The main contradiction and conflict in PDP has been as a result of the activities of the minister of FCT, who have created a semblance of polarization of the party at the center, and is being aided by the central government in Abuja here. And then you will now see it that there is a conflict in PDP. And the judiciary are also doing to his beckoning. Now, what do you want somebody who has aspiration to do when you're not sure of which of the leadership of the party will sign your nomination paper. For you to be a candidate, not talk about winning? So people are left in this confusion. Because this is a man who said the only time there will be peace in PDP is if PDP does not field a presidential candidate. What an audacity. And how can a political party not field a presidential candidate for them to have peace? The same thing happened to Labour Party, or happening in Labour Party. Where you see the crisis, we are also externally instigated because of the fear of one man, the fear of P2B. And I've read somewhere that there is also a plan to make sure that he is disqualified so that he cannot run the next election. This is emasculating the political space. It shouldn't happen. If you look to many African countries where we have had coup in recent time, it is because the ruling party is abusing their powers. It is because the ruling parties are emasculating the political space. And when people cannot vent their expression in a constructive manner democratically, then they look for other options. That is where you see the military boys coming in as savior of democracy to rescue the people. It shouldn't be so. The political space should be left open, and there should be a level playing ground. The ruling party should not be in the business of emasculating the political space. They should not be in the business of disappearing opposition candidates. They should not be in the business of destroying opposition political parties. Because when you have a democracy without opposition, there is no longer democracy. I heard Ganduje on national television say China has a one-party system and it is working for them. why not Nigeria have a one-party state? And he made those utterances while he was the national chairman of the ruling party. Now you see that this is deliberate, maybe moving Nigeria, and this time we say the truth. There's a deliberate weaponization of government instruments to make Nigeria a one-party state by neutralizing the oppositions. They have been expressed at the highest level of the ruling party. So it's no longer a secret.
So it's because I was going to say, is this speculation or conjecture?
This is no longer a secret. This is not speculation. These are deliberate efforts to emasculate opposition and make Nigeria a one-party state, so that the ruling party is now much stronger, that the opposition means nothing.
Because so negligible.
This expression has been given in the highest places.
Yeah.
In the
ruling party.
And you can see it working actually on the ground, and it's happening every. That's why you see all this kind of defection. Are they defecting because of ideological differences? Are they defecting because this ruling party is doing so well, and the people of the country are so happy that they are all moving in that direction, that these people have done very well, that have saved us from insecurity? Our economy is buoyant. We're no longer suffering. There are jobs everywhere for everybody that need a job. Our hospitals are functioning properly, and our healthcare system is affordable. Is that why people are moving? Our education system is working perfectly very well, that our children are getting the best education that will make them compete with Japan, China, America, all the countries that are developed and that are moving forward. Is that why they are moving into the ruling party? The answer is no. There is no ideological difference anywhere here. So you bring it down to Fubara's case. Fubara, you can see, was a victim of this same emasculation of democracy. So Fubara was subjected to humiliation by somebody working for the ruling party. So Fubara, a kind of crisis was deliberately created in Rivers State that made the rivers look as if it's ungovernable, and the president quickly imposed a state of emergency, of which whether it is his right in suspending the governor is still being debated, because the judiciary that need to give interpretation to that did not give any interpretation, and he went through 6 months suspension. And during that time, a lot of things happened, a lot of negotiation happened. People are saying that the suspension was going to be extended, or this or that, and he was emasculated to the extent that he agreed to so many agreements that ordinarily shouldn't have been agreed. Part of which will be that you will join the ruling party. And you saw that about few days ago, the House of Assembly was asking him to submit the list of his commissioners. He had commissioner before the suspension. It was an admission that was sent in the River State. He has come back. He does not need to bring back any commission if he doesn't want, because the government of River State
is a continuum. It's a continuum, yeah.
And they're not asking him, because part of the agreement they did, you must give us new commissioners, and we are going to be the one to nominate. They're asking him to do that. And now, and you see that the 16 members of House of Assembly in River
already
State
moved.
That denied their moving before. When that moving was being challenged by PDP, has now moved. Now that they know that they have the judiciary in their right. Two pockets, and their enabler is there causing confusion everywhere in the country, trying to cost us our democracy. They have moved. And if you are the governor, what do? You follow them and move too, so that if they're killing you, they kill you people together. So the governor may have moved as a means of political survival, so that he doesn't go through what he has gone through before. And maybe now, if they are doubting his membership and loyalty of the court that rule River State, he has expressed it by joining them. If that will bring peace to River State, so be it. But we must not forget that this emasculation of the political space may trigger chains of reactions that may go beyond what you're seeing as defection in all these states.
All right. Fantastic. Let me come to you.
Okay.
He just, I mean, that was a fantastic painting of the situation that we currently are in, and of course, you can give it to a lawyer to do what he just did. I'll come back to you to talk about some law parts, some legal parts. But let me, okay. Now, in the case of Fubara, he moved to the ruling party. In the case of Adeleke, he moved to a court party, another opposition, in fact, a smaller opposition party by whatever standards you want to use. Now, two things. Why do you think he would choose a court party? Two, does he have any chance using a court party? Because I have someone who always tells me your success as a candidate depends on your own personal popularity and the popularity of the vehicle that you use, the party that you use. Now, do you see him making a headway there? That is, of retaining his seat as governor. Let's take this too.
Yeah, without federal might, yes, he can do that, because don't forget the Adeleke's family in Osun State, in the Osun State politics, from his father to his elder brother and to him, and coupled with Davido's popularity on across the
and the financial muscle,
and the financial muscle. Yes, if you go back to history, look at their father. What their father, when their father was in Enugu, the father of the current governor in the railway. You know, I read that. I understand that the father gave many people from their end jobs. So he made their family so popular, you know, so like, and when this, I think, Second Republic, yes, in 1979, when their father became a senator, coming from their end, you know, then they were all your state. He was also there to help the people from their side. And at least I know Isiaka Adeleke. I was in school when Isherubawon was governor of the newly created Osun State, and I knew what he did. Even till his death, he was popular. I think this current one, you know, used that popularity of the father and the elder brother to climb. And him moving to a court party, yes, he can do it. I believe he can do it without any federal pressure.
If there's no interference.
Yes, because it has also happened before. Remember the case in Delta State when James Ibori was governor, Patrick Osakwe was senator, Mariam Ali, the wife of PDP chairman, former chairman, wanted to contest for Delta North, and James Ibori said no, it's not going to happen. And before you know now, they defected. Osakwe defected to a court party and he won, and PDP did not win. So without the federal, and mind you, Obasanjo was the president then. So without interference, I believe that he can make it. But another angle that is to read this now, because I can see another crack in APC with Omisore. Omisore was disqualified. Omisore defected from AD to PDP. Then recently he moved to APC, thinking that the governorship something is going to be given to him, and Oyetola's factor is there. Adegbeshola has moved out from APC now to ADC. So when you look at the already in APC, they are not going to. APC might not have that oneness.
Yeah.
That is, if the federal might is not there. You understand now? Because if you look at Ife, Aziz, Ede, Aziz, Ilesha, Aziz, Ilesha is Adegbeshola, Ife, and all those things. Ede. When you look at all those,
the Adeleke
and Oshogbo Aziz, you know, you will understand. Then the Rabiji is the Oyetola, and where they say the president have this thing with. When you look at Ife, we have the population Ilesha, and probably the governor might strike a deal with Adegbeshola that his people, his group will. So when you look at it, I believe that he can make it if we have free and fair election. For him not to move to APC, he might have calculated. And mind you, the recent drama that happened between him and the first lady, it just, as far as I'm concerned, it was deliberate to just make him look stupid within the
belittle him.
to belittle him within the Osun people, that look at the kind of governor you are having. We have better candidate, because I see no reason why the first lady should go and do that. But being Adeleke whom he is, apart from the financial muscle that the elder brother is having, that is Davido's dad is having, I believe it's his normal way of relating with people, relating.
And what about, I also think that he has delivered some measure of dividends.
Yes, dividends. I knew when Osun State was created, I knew how Osogbo was looking then, like, you know, like a village. And though I've not been there since he became governor, but from what I've read from pages of newspapers and I think he has done better than what we used to have, even with the Aregbesola during the time of Aregbe, you know, because as far as I'm concerned, Aregbesola just made noise with a lot of pile-up debt, you know, in Osun. At a point in time, he was using his own money to finance governance in Osun State. That is Adeleke. You know, he was using his own money during Aregbesola's time. Osun State was the most indebted state in Nigeria.
To workers, right?
Yes, apart from in Nigeria, indebted in terms of, check, the fat are there, the Tata are there, except we are trying to, you know, but when he came, mind you, at a point in time, federal government seized what happened to Lagos local government. The federal government happened to them. And then he was using his money to run that. They even went to court. So they've tried every other means to make sure that he's not popular, his government is frustrated, but yet he's still soldiering on the politics. So I believe that by 2026, because next year, by this time next year, I believe we will know who is the governor by then. He is going to make it if there is free and fair election in Osun State. You
have really emphasized if there is free and fair elections in Osun State. And I recall that before he became governor, he had made 2 attempts at the time to become senator.
He was a senator
and then
when Sherubaon died.
No, I'm talking about when Sherubaon died. Yes, but he was trying to get to the governorship. And it was sort of denied. There were all kinds of I think that was where they started the issue of inconclusive election.
Then they did it again with white handkerchief.
So all kinds of things have happened. Now, so do you see this? Do you think that the federal government would be that desperate to employ strong arm tactics to get Osun State? I'm talking to Barrister.
Well, there are already indications that the federal government might interfere in a very undemocratic manner in Osun State election. And you can see that in what played out between the wife of the president and the governor. I mean, for the wife of the president to have the audacity and the guts to walk up the podium to a sitting governor in his own base,
in his own state.
In his own state.
Not outside, not some other state.
Tell him, I'm giving you 5 minutes to speak. That is an interference. The president's wife is not recognized in our constitution in any form. He's simply the wife of the president. But you saw her trying to carry the weight of the office of the husband to issue order and instruction to the sitting governor in his own state. And then I tell him that if you don't listen to me, I cut off the mic. That's an indication that there will be election interference. That is power at play in that very instance. There's no way anybody can interpret it to me, because this current first lady is unfortunate. Can only be compared to Lucia Kibaki of Kenya, that has the trophy of interfering
in government,
ordering public officers up and down, slapping them anytime she feels provoked. And if you look at the tendency of the current first lady, even when she was in the Senate, she was in a brow.
Yeah.
With
about twice.
And the other day,
yes.
And if you look at her other activities,
even in her constituency at the time, there was some brawl at some point.
She always involved in brawls. You understand? And if she's now carrying her weight the way she has carried it in Osun State, You might see her ordering the Minister of Defense and Chief of Army Staff and INEC.
We hope that we don't get to that
no,
point.
she will do that. Anybody that can have, any woman that will have the God, she's a woman, for God's sake. And she is the wife of the president. If she can publicly go to the governor and say, I'm giving 5 minutes to round up, she can also order the INEC chairman to give her the result of Osun State. That I can tell you. So this is what anybody who is making a permutation should look at. You're not dealing with people who are civilized, who are sane, who take hostages. She can do that. She can order the police and the army to go and collect all the ballot boxes and ballot papers and bring it to her, because she has already demonstrated that by that conduct. That conduct says a lot, and it's very unfortunate that Nigerians are just looking at it as if it is nothing. No, it is a precursor of what to expect to come. It is a precursor of what to expect to come, because she's throwing her power up and down,
around.
She's throwing it around, and from one to the other, another one to the other, another one to the other.
And since there are no consequences,
no
limiting factors.
I mean, people are not talking, people are not condemning the action. Then I will tell you, and I can bet 60% that she will.
We're not even talking of the husband right now.
I'm not even talking about the husband.
So imagine a situation where that is the family consensus. Exactly.
Combine that. I remember when the journalist was trying to ask her a question about Lagos State. She said, what is your question? Okay, we are Lagos. Today we are Nigeria. Today we are INEC. Today we are the judiciary. This has to stop.
No, this last part, is that just an extrapolation, or did she specifically say we are the INEC? Where are they?
No, I said when the issue of Lagos.
Yes, she said we are our Leko. Yes.
Well, yes. And now that she's the wife of the president, it could also mean that we are Nigeria.
Oh, sure, okay.
And when the election comes up, she will tell you that she will give the order, go and carry the ballot, go and bring the election result. You tell her, madam, but that's how we are INEC.
We are everything.
We are everything. If you can tell the governor in his place, in his state, you walk up there, you tell him, give me 5 minutes. You even carry his paper. If you don't finish this in 5 minutes, I'll switch off your mic. Come on.
What's the name of that? Is it Stalin? Who's that? Who said, "I am the state"? That's an example of "I am the state." All right. This is really serious. The scenarios you people have painted are very serious, and I think Nigerians should have every reason to be worried. But at the same time, I think that Nigerians also are failing in their own duties and rights, because from what you have said, how you talked about how people just cross over from one party to the other, forgetting that people voted for that ticket, that particular party's ticket, which brought them into office, and then they now possess it, they now personify it to the point where they can move the ticket to another party, and then the people become like spectators. Yes. Nigerian people have become spectators, are disabled, they have become like disenfranchised. Yes, because how do you vote? I vote for Adeleke, and then because he belonged, two things, because we probably like this personality, and also he joined the party that we love, and then he now moves with the ticket into another party. I think that it's when you look at it through and through, I think it's a problem also of the people, that Nigerians are so passive, that Nigerians are so indifferent, that Nigerians are so unconcerned. Because see, what recent experiences have shown is that when Nigerians really say no, it can mean a no. And let me cite this example, that when this current administration tried to bring a list of 175 people to get pardon, the outrage was huge. Social media, I know, personally, my page is there on Facebook, and several other persons, and it was consistent and it was steady, and people, the presidency itself had to do a change of heart. So I think that we really have a problem with we ourselves.
See, let me tell you something. These people don't care about what you say.
So why did they care in the case of the pardon?
There were international pressures. So excuse me, the issue of the pardon has some international dimension, and it is not something that rub off very effectively, very good
on them.
On them. So there were certain similarities or connections that people were raising that has international connotation that put attention, and that is why they even reverse it, not for their own good, but for their own good. If you look at the list of ambassadors they brought out, are people not condemning? What did they do? They went ahead and pushed it on. Somebody called you a drug dealer, a drug baron, and has not apologized or retracted.
And it's not only one.
He has not retracted it.
It's about 2-3 of them. Like
yes, like that.
Yes.
Okay. The other one that wherever the food is, he follows.
Yes.
And then you make him ambassador. That even during the screening, I just read something about somebody that's been an ambassador that cannot even remember any name of anybody that is a senator in his own from his community, from his own state, and they decided. And there are many of them that are there. People are complaining, and what has happened? They don't care about what you're saying. Forget about what you're saying, and they don't blame the people. People are victims. Nigerians are having so many problems facing them individually and collectively that focusing on this government or talking about this government is even a waste of time. After you speak about this government, who will buy Panadol for you? The poverty has been so weaponized that you don't talk now, and now you're having headache. Who will buy Panadol for you to drink? So they don't care, because if they care, do they need America or Donald Trump to talk about killings in Nigeria for you to know what to do to start doing the fire brigade approaches that we are doing? And even at that, you can see the lies, the inconsistencies, the deceptions, selling false narratives that are going on. And you think, oh, they're responding to our... No. The only thing they fear is the higher power. And in this case, the higher power is America. Let me tell you, the day the United States, which is the foundation of democracy, take a hard look on Nigerian politics and Nigerian democracy and the rate of defection, and put their eyes on
several other issues.
And several other issues.
Yeah.
You see them sitting up because they know that there is a higher power that is going to either challenge them or deal with their issue or force a regime change. If not, they are not interested. Didn't you see what Akpabia said in the Senate during the confirmation of the only reason why he's telling his follower is we
must interview this man.
Telling his fellow senators, don't just say this man bow and go. Don't you see that Donald Trump is on our neck?
On our neck.
You understand what I'm saying? So we want you to look as if let us make it as if we are serious.
Yes,
so that Donald Trump will see that we are serious.
We not press
if not, they will not do that. They know what they're doing. They don't take you and me serious. Who are you? Who are me to them? People that have blinded themselves with corruption, they have stolen so much that they think money solves every problem, and they believe in that. They don't care about the masses. They care about the masses. Nigeria will not be. Which country in this world will you kill more than 60,000 people? You're not in civil war, and yet that government is not concerned.
It's still in place.
And even if they're in place, not doing anything
about it.
And by the time it is talked about, they're telling you, oh, Muslims are being killed. Oh, Christians are being. Oh, it is a communal. Oh, it is a farmer. Oh, it is. Excuse me. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of human lives who ought to be alive, contributing today. Some of them will have become governors if they remain alive, and are being wiped out. Oh, one day you tell us it's foreigners that are doing that. Like that make it easier and better. Why would foreigners invade Nigeria and kill Nigerians? And you have all the police, NCDS, everyone harassing innocent civilians. You were able to deploy to Kano our jet fighters to Benin Republic very rapidly, but you cannot deploy to Sambisa Forest, cannot deploy to Zamfara, cannot deploy. See, let me tell you, we are not yet serious about governance and protecting the life of Nigeria. That's why I say all these defections you're talking about. People are defecting to the ruling party. Is either that have done so many corruption. It is one of the members of the ruling party that said, if you join us, that sins are forgiven.
A former chairman.
And you can see that many sins
have been forgiven, truly.
Have been forgiven. Or at least they are left alone temporarily until the time, until
you misbehave.
Until you misbehave. Or they suspect you are misbehaving. They want to have something. So most people that are defective, they either have stolen the state blind, or they had stolen already. That's why they are defecting to the ruling party. They don't want to be disturbed. And naturally, if you have stolen the issue, you want peace of mind to enjoy your stolen
your loot.
Your loot and stolen wealth. You get the point. So that could be the reason why. Some of them also are moving because what you call federal might. Why should there be a federal might in an election that is supposed to be free and fair? Where did that terminology come from in our democracy? I thought the people are the might. People
exactly.
Are the
that's
but now we're talking about federal
saying.
might. Federal might. What is federal might? Federal might is commandeering the election materials and commandeering INEC to declare you as the winner when you didn't win. That's the federal might. Why should we even have that kind of terminology in our democracy?
Now, this is very serious. AK, now you heard him and you have said something like that. You even, I think, started part of it. Does it mean that Nigerians are sentenced to this state of impotence, this state of a kind of incarceration, a kind of mind paralysis? So there's the terminology that's been quite popular in Nigeria about the weaponization of poverty. How are we ever going to get out of this if because what both of you have said, and of course some of the things you get from the space, the media space, are we stuck in hopelessness?
Well, I will not say we are stuck to it, but we are like in between, because and for us to be out, I will put that to the civil society to do that, because if you move from Abuja here going towards Abaji, if you get to a place Kwali, Rubochi, Yangochi in Abuja here, you will see that people there are limited with the information of what is happening in governance at federal level or at FCT level. Just here in Abuja. Then when you cross to Kogi, you go to a community called Chikara before you go to, before you get to Gegu, before you get to Kotokefi. You see that people, no light, no radio, no television, no newspaper. So they don't care. What they are after is just go to farm, do their cassava or whatever, eat. It's only during election people will now call, vote for me, I am your son. So they don't even know whether there is a place in the constitution that says that if you move from PDP that I voted for you and you move to APC, you have to leave that seat, and because I voted for you in PDP. Now, okay, let's take for example in Delta State, they told us that they are going to the APC to connect with the center. Now, since Ifeanyi Okowa and the governor Sheriff moved to APC, mention one project that has been done from the center for the people of Delta. You will not see. The only thing I have seen done was to appoint Ifeanyi Okowa as the chairman or whatever for South Renew Hope initiative. That is the only thing I have seen done. But if you not go to the people, telling them, okay, this, they don't know. So I think the civil society should wake up to now begin to inform people about their rights. Let's begin to translate this constitution to local languages that these people can understand. let the INEC law, the Electoral Act, let's translate it to each language, the dialect that the people can understand. When I read about or studied about Aminu Kano of PRP with Rimi and co of those days, I understand that during their time, it's not only about posting posters that made them to be popular in Kano. No, they will send a message, record it in a cassette, dub it, and give it to all these people with bicycle, with radio in Kano there, and they'll be playing it, and the guy will be riding across the street. And he made people to get to know about them, about their policies, about what they will do. And that was what made it was difficult for I think MPN then to be it was difficult for them to be able to rig election against Aminu Kano and Rimi in those days. So people need to be informed for them to be able to take action or take up a fight. But if they don't know, they don't know. As far as they are concerned, now my brother did there, especially if now your own person is bringing the information, say this is what they are coming to do. As long as my person did there, or my person that want to do this, they follow you. They don't know their right, they don't know their left. I can tell you, during my time in doing elections process, majority of these people, their INEC card, voters card, it's not with them. It's with the big man. I can say it confidently. Most people in the rural areas, their voters card are not with them. Their voters card is with the big man in their ward.
How is that used?
On the day of election, they will now bring it out and they will give you vote for. They won't even mention name. In my place, they will say Kenwin Odo, that is the one with umbrella, that is PDP. If it's Abgar, they say the one with Okoko. So that is how they used in this, because they don't even know the symbol of all these political parties. So they will use that particular thing that they know to describe the political party that they are going to, and after voting they submit their card,
and which means that they are being teleguided, they are being spoon-fed.
Yes.
Whatever they vote is not from their conscience,
it's what that their brother says or the big man. These are happening everywhere. It's not only in my own community, or just go to anywhere. That is why you will see a governor will go and see Mr. President today, by next week is defecting, and I won't be surprised, because Abia State went to see Mr. President. I won't be surprised, maybe by next week or by next month I'm hearing that he's moving to APC, because if you look at the whole thing, the whole of South that we know to be PDP stronghold has moved to APC. The whole 6 states, Edo, Delta, Rivers, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, all of them have moved. In the southeast is only Anambra and Abia. That is Anambra is Abga, Abia is
and they've done their
okay. The Enugu moved. Imo is the only one that I know was voted for all through Supreme, but others moved. Then if you go to North Central, you can see movement. Then you go to Northeast, a little bit of PDP, 3 PDP, then one has moved, another one will move. The only one that I doubt that is going to move is Bauchi. And then Adamawa, which I doubt if the Adamawa, Fintiri and Bala Mohammed. But Kefas, of course, then Mufang, Caleb will move. And if you look at Northwest, it's only Zamfara that is PDP. Others are APC. So for me, it is state capture, and people are powerless because they don't know. They don't have idea. They don't.
So you have, both of you have, in one way or the other, identified poverty, ignorance, illiteracy as major factors that have diminished the people power, or in fact, is it diminish or even outrightly obliterate people power in Nigeria? Is that what it is?
Yes, that is what it is. Because even if when you come out, these people, how many of us, those of us in the city, the only people that can protest are Abuja, Lagos, Kano, then possibly a pocket of Port Harcourt, No, let's look at the history of protest in Nigeria. Abuja, Lagos, Kano. After that, where else?
Maybe Port Harcourt.
Maybe Port Harcourt. Have you heard of protest in Warri or Asaba or even the Oshogbo that or in Akure? Have you heard of protest there that they are protesting because they? No. The only place you will see protest is Lagos major. After Lagos, if there is no protest in Lagos, there is no protest anywhere. Then probably you see a pocket of
if there's no protest in Lagos,
there is no protest. If that protest is not successful, as far as if you look at it, why
look at NSAS?
NSAS, yes, that was why, and that was why it became not a Nigerian thing. It became a world. Look at 2012
when the
current president was there to sponsor NLC and co and all of them to protest against it was because it was in Lagos, and after the protest in Lagos, the whole thing went down. And are you now expecting the people in Lagos to protest against the president? Definitely no. Definitely it's not going to happen, because that is his terrain. He knows all the people in all the local government, the agboros that he's going to use to quench it, to to make sure that protest did not hold. You understand? So if you except in Abuja here, probably, and most people how many people from Abuja here have actually come out to say they want to protest, except to go to Area 1 or go to Wuse Market, take all those people that are doing agbero there and give them 2,000. And we heard many cases of where they say 2,000, but nobody is actually coming out to say, because this is my right. You are denying me my right. The only time personally I participated in protest here in Abuja was when Erufai was demolishing, and we were protesting because then the president in Boraya Estate in Life Camp was where they demolished to give way to that place. And we were protesting. We went to NUJ Zone 5 where NTA did not come, and we were like, for that organization not to come, that means there must be something. Let us march to their headquarters. And while on our way, police came. They stopped us that we should drop our leave. No, we were like, when the fire tore the gunshot, I didn't know when I found myself in Beggar bus stop. Everywhere scattered.
No, from where was it?
From Wuse Market, when you are moving towards zone 3 side.
You metamorphose.
I didn't even know whatever to, because when I saw the gunshot, I didn't know when I found myself in Beggar, and I'm sure it is not by vehicle that took me there. I know it's my leg, because
no one died.
I don't want that.
That's what Fela Sange.
Nobody want that, and everybody. That was how we scattered, because even our leader, it was at home we saw him. The person leading us to the place. We have to.
Who was leading the
protest? It was when we go. That was how we started.
We have many talents in Nigeria, but they just don't show. I mean, we have fantastic athletes.
Well, when you see something that is pursuing you.
All right, we'll take a break, and then when we get back, we'll come we go on the home run. And just in case you want to call, we will make available the phone line when we get back from break, 00299383365. Get ready. Welcome back to The Polity. I hope that you have been with us all this while. A whole lot's been said. So much depth, so much clarity, so much, the angles are, simply, if you missed this, you missed much, I can assure you. And as we go on the home run in less than 25 minutes or 24, 23 minutes, we should be out of this place. So I invite you to be a part of this discourse, and the number to call is 080-299-38365, and we will be allotting just a minute, if you can get through a full minute of 60 seconds to you, so you could speak and the world will be listening. Now, you heard a whole lot. We have identified 3 major reasons why Nigerians seem to be missing in the whole equation, missing it's like when they say find X, it's as if in the Nigerian situation, it is the people, it is the people that are the X that need to be found. They don't seem to have a place, and that's very sad. So they have identified poverty, ignorance, illiteracy, and who says? You see, who says that these problems are not being deliberately ignored so that the situation can remain the same? How can we continually have a burgeoning population of street kids, street children? Every year you hear 10 million, the next year you hear 12 million, the next year you hear 15 million, as if nothing is being done. So who says that that's not a strategy on its own to keep people that way, so that they can be ready, cannon for that, they can be ready armies to be used by the people, by the powers that be, so that they can be, they can remain just like that, empty. It's a sad situation we find ourselves in, and what can we do but to continue to talk about these issues and to continue to pray? We will continue, by the grace of God, we will continue to do our bit here, and let's hope that sometime soon there will be a difference. Now let's go back. Now Fubara has moved to the APC. In the way things work politically in this country, he automatically becomes the leader of the party. Not so?
Yeah, he's not calling himself leader.
He
said our leader, which he is referring to the Minister Wike.
Okay, he's still maintaining difference to
even at the point of defection. He still say our leader.
Okay,
which is the minister
at least
of the
because he must allow sleeping dogs to lie. Now, so, but ordinarily, in every other setting, in every other state, it's the governor who is the leader of the party in the state, isn't it?
Democratically is aberration. It's supposed
no. But I'm talking about what we have
in Nigeria right now.
Yes.
But it's not because the political parties are read in the past wasn't like that. Yes,
it was supposed to be the chairman of
the party.
Yes, but what we currently have is that it is the person with the highest political office,
because he's the one bringing in the money.
Exactly.
That is why they took the leadership to the governor. If not, it's supposed to be subject to the constitution and the authority of the. When the president met with these people from Osho State, the aspirant from Osho State, he said the party's interest, the party's supremacy, we take charge, or we take control of whatever decision. So if there is party supremacy, I don't think the governor is supposed to be the leader of any political party in each state. But because since 1999, we've seen how it happens. Example from Darie bringing ecological money to sponsor PDP and all those things. It is the state governors that are bringing in money to sponsor the political parties. That is why we refer to them as...
All right. Because where I really want to get to is, where does that leave Wike in the scheme of things in Rivers State?
Wike still control the whole things in Rivers State, whether you like it or not. That is why you see
So the governor will continually be subservient.
Yes, because he allowed himself to be like that. When Wike was governor, will anybody do that to him? When Wike was governor, I was in Rivers State when he was governor. At least I stayed there for 2 years when he was governor. So I understand how Wike will operate. Wike will wake up, say there will be bridge here today, and there will be flyover there. He will block the whole road, scatter the whole place without any information. You just wake up, be going to work. By the time you get there, they've blocked the whole place. You have to find your way. And in Port Harcourt, with his peculiarity there, they hold up everywhere. So when Wike was governor, was Amechi doing that to him? Or Peter Odili with his influence and the kind of person? Peter Odili did not do that. Clement Omeya did not do that to him. And there were people that are more popular than Wike before he came on board. They didn't do that to him, but because he was able to take charge. So as far as I'm concerned, Fubara allowed himself to be like that, because I I can't be a governor, and whoever, whatever role that you play, yes, in as much that I will respect you, in as much that I will respect the fact that God used you for me to get there, I will respect all that, but there are certain things that will not be allowed.
Well, he tried to put up some some fight, and there are people, there's a school of thought that says that was his very undoing, that was the error, that he should have allowed that allow this first tenure go, and then he consolidates and get the second tenure, and then he can call his bluff. According to such people, such analysts, they're saying that's what happened between Oshomole, right? Yes.
Oshomole? No, Oshomole started straight off. He didn't.
Or was it Obaseki Oshomole? Something.
Okay, yes.
Yes, Obaseki Oshomole. It was at the point of second.
Yes,
that was when they. Okay, you were citing an instance.
Yes, Udom was Emmanuel Udom of Akpabio, and Akpabio. He was able to put through. He knew how he did his whole thing, and Akpabio moved out from PDP to APC just to allow Udom, because he knew that he can't fight him being the governor. Even the Akpabio was able to do it with Atta.
Victor Atta. He packed aside.
He packed them on one side. Udom packed him on one side, and Udom understood the game. So he's not stretching his own governor. So for me, when I studied the whole thing.
Okay. He also knows what he did.
What he did to Akpabio, so he's not stressing the current one. If you look at what happened between Ladoja, the current Oba Olubadan of Ibadan, and this man Molete Prince, Molete King, I'm trying to Adedibu. Okay. If you understand what happened between them two, it was like Wike and Fubara too, and he used his Obasanjo's power to remove Ladoja, and Ladoja went to court, and they reinstated Ladoja to become to complete his term. So you can't be a governor and you have the state power and state that, and somebody that is not having the executive power to do that to you. For me, Fubara did not play his game well.
You think so?
Yes.
You also will realize that Fubara tried to assert his authority.
He tried.
As if he didn't try to assert his authority as a governor. But you see, when you have a complicit federal government, what you call federal might, if they remove your bodyguards
alone, first of all,
who are you? You're an ordinary person.
Ngige did it.
Yes, Ngige did it. For how long? How did he survive it? He didn't survive it. You understand? The son of Obasanjo instigated the court to remove him through the court. And the person who, in fact, kidnapping of a governor started in Anambra. Ngige was kidnapped. And the federal government was complicit.
I think
the DIG,
yes,
who led the operation, was instructed by a civilian to go and kidnap a governor, and they went and kidnapped a governor.
And signed.
Thank God that Atiku then was effectively in charge, because Obasanjo was out of the country. And some people may not understand that is also where Obasanjo and Atiku's problem started, because Obasanjo was complicit in what happened.
That's true.
So in Rivers State, you find that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was complicit, because he is the one who went and declared state of emergency in Rivers State, where there was no emergency at all. And he is aware that somebody created that atmosphere of crisis.
But since it works for him.
Since it works for him, what he would have done was to call his minister to order, or remove as his minister. Because he's causing crisis that could consume democracy. And it's because he was allowed to get away with Fubara. That was why he felt he could take off the truth of the Navy lieutenant. That was why he felt he could slap the Navy lieutenant and call him an idiot and a fool. If not that the Nigerians and the military class started talking in a manner that threatened the democracy, maybe they would have been subjected the lieutenant to disciplinary action for offense that he didn't commit, for being the command of his superiors. So this whole thing boils down to the fact that yes, you are willing to fight, but fight with who? A higher power that is complicit will come and put you down. Go to communities where bandits are killing people. Do you think that the people are not willing to take up arms and defend themselves. But when they protest, the soldiers shoot at them and kill them. It just happened somewhere in one of the states where women were protesting.
Yeah, Adamawa.
Yes, Adamawa.
And they were gunned down
By state forces.
Yes. So you find out that most of the places, these soldiers have been, security agencies have been told to withdraw from the front line. Not because they cannot take up these bandits or Boko Haram, because somebody somewhere said, don't touch them. I heard of the dismissal of 2 infantry soldiers who have Boko Haram bandits in their radar. And they said, don't shoot them. He said, why won't I shoot them? And he shot them. And even saved his troop and command. Yeah, the military subjected him to disciplinary action. And just the other day again, the new defense minister is saying, any soldier that tell you, I was told not to shoot, is lying to you. But we just saw some people that were dismissed. And I'm expecting him to, the Senate to ask him, what about those soldiers that were dismissed? Are you going to review their case? Because they were in danger and they felt, let us fight this. If I die, I die. Let's fight like soldiers and end this battle like soldiers. And they took off these bandits. But what happened? They were subjected to military discipline and removed from the armed forces. General Kali Kefi has been speaking about his experience, the general that led the operation in that killed Shekau. He has said how the federal government was offended by their killing Shekau, the government of Buhari. He was saying after successfully ratting out bandits and insurgencies, he, general, was arrested and detained for 6 months. He has been speaking out.
What's the name of that? Alkali Kazir. Right.
Yes.
Former chief of army staff.
No.
He was a operational commander.
I think he's a brigadier general.
And he has been speaking. This that happened. He has been speaking about the complicity of the political class and also the military class that they work for. How, rather than a thank you,
rather than a reward,
he
got punishment.
He even spoke of how the troop was, his operational command was given approval for funding and logistics. And for 6 months, no money was released to them. He was using personal funds or funds from elsewhere to continue to sustain the operation. And now he has been removed from the army. And up to today, nobody has paid him his compensation or refund for using money. See, let me tell you, a lot of things are wrong in our country. Some of the things that are wrong in our country is better not said, because it is heartbreaking what is going on, how we have sacrificed merit, sacrificed human beings, sacrificed institutions to pander to some kind of idiocy that has kept us the way we are today. Because some people that are there are compromised. The financiers, the big men, the political bigwigs who have their hands deep into this. You cannot do that. I'm even pitying General Christopher Musa, because Ababia told him one thing during his screening, and people laughed, but I didn't laugh. He said, "You are now like us. You will start wearing abada." What he meant is that you are now no longer a military man. You are now in politics. So he's going to face the politics of insecurity. And he's going to face the politics of dealing with people who have gotten so corrupt by the defense industry. Even by the banditry industry. By the insecurity industry. You're going to face it. You're going to face pressure from the political class. A particular bandit warlord was arrested, and it was the state governor who called that he should be released, and he was released, and he's still a free man. And that governor is today a minister in this current government. So you are battling against what they call principalities
and powers
that are even beyond you. So I don't even know how Brigadier General Musa will do his work effectively very well if he does not get 100% backing and protection from the president. Because already I can see a crack and want to make his job ineffective
or difficult.
Because you set up a team that will do this, and they're asking a minister to be subordinate to an advisor. The national security advisor, didn't you hear his name? It's to advise. It's not to make policies. Advise. He says he's national security advisor. Don't you know the meaning of advisor? Your advisor is to advise. The minister is there to make the policy and ensure the execution of government policies. But you've created a team whereby you have subordinated a full-fledged minister under an advisor. How can he work effectively? That to me is problematic. Words matter. These are not just semantics. Words matter. If you go and read the job profile of the Minister of Defense, you go and read the job profile of a security advisor, everything said about it there is that you advise the president on security issue, not to carry out those executive functions that be carried out by the minister, who is a representative of the president. So we have a way in this country of sending you on an errand with a bag of salt, and they will cause rain to come and beat you with a bag of salt, and the bag of salt will dissolve on top of you.
And hold you responsible.
And hold you responsible for the bag of salt dissolving and for the rain falling. Meanwhile, the person who sent you on errand is the person who invoked the rainmaker to beat you with a bag of salt. So much depends on the cooperation and support the chief of the defense minister gets from the government of the president himself, if you want this problem of banditry and insecurity to be resolved. He knows what to do.
Well, you have raised something that it's not just limited to the defense area of our country. I do know that in some settings you find out that special assistant or special advisor media, because he reports directly to the maybe the minister, will have superior chances. I want to put it like chances over the minister's team of the media team, who sometimes are up even directors. And I've seen situations where the director is many times just ignored, is bypassed, and the SA gets whatever. In actual fact, I know a ministry currently where the media team are simply just like chattels to be used as they wish, whereas the SA to the minister has abundant access and power. So I think that this is serious problem that needs to be resolved, because what it does is that it creates a whole lot of conflict. You find out that the media team is very unhappy. From the ones I have cited, the media team is very unhappy, and if they have the chance, will want to frustrate the entire system. And when the system is frustrated, who suffers? The grass, the people, the services that should be rendered. So I think that that's one critical area that Nigeria must look at in the way offices are structured and the way they relate.
Yeah, this whole thing is not about pointing fingers and blaming this person or that.
No. It's about the structure. It's about creating harmony.
I want to also explain to you that bureaucracy has a way of slowing things down.
Yeah.
So let me use the media as an example. The media team of maybe the Minister of Information. When you have these directors who have been civil servants, and you want work done, you want response issued now, and because of their bureaucratic nature, the response that should be issued now is being. They don't believe that this file must be treated today. It must take 3 days or 1 week. So first of all, I find that the ministers SA whom we appointed are more upbeat about
even the appointment, yes,
about
and the opportunity to serve,
yes, to make things move on. So they get attention. Meanwhile, the civil servant is there writing memo to submit to his and writing memo down and bringing memo up, and I mean, the country is boiling. There is misinformation. We're in a social media age, whereby the social media can throw up anything and frame it the way they want and put it out there.
You even have AI now.
And we have AI now, and we've not responded. And the civil servant is there, still writing a memo. Looking for approval of fund to do what he can do with that money. So these are part of the problem. The orientations and the value have to change. I'm not here to just criticize or blame the institutions for not working, or the people that are there for not working. I mean, the whole attitude of Nigeria, when you look deep into it, you find that they are multifaceted. It's not just, it's not the demon holding Nigeria is quite
powerful.
Very powerful.
Is it powerful?
We need to leave it here.
Or just
we need to leave it here.
It's very demonic.
Our time is up. So the demon holding Nigeria. We do hope that that demon will lose hold. I pronounce liberation for Nigeria right now. Every demon holding us at ransom, lose your hold. Now, that's the size of our program today. It's been a wonderful time, very hot session, very intellectually stimulating, and a whole lot of other adjectives you might want to qualify it with, even from your end. Let me say thank you, Adeleke.
Thank you so much, Sam.
No. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you. And dear viewers, thank you so very much for staying tuned to Kaftan Television. We're loaded here with very rich programs. I invite you to join me on Matters Arising at 8. From 8 to 9, I'll be on air with my colleagues. Most likely, Adeleke will be with me and one other person. At least you have some feminine touch. All things being equal, you have our princess in our midst. All right. And then, so that's what it will be. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, production team, every member of that team. Ephraim, thank you, every one of you. Bright, thank you so much. It's bye for now from me, Dayo Omogun. Bye-bye.